Hi everybody on YouTube, look, it's a book review. I'm going to review this book. It's called An Embarassment of Mangoes, and it is by Ann Vanderhoof. And she wrote this book as sort of a memoir, sort of in journal form, but in memoir form, both, about her trip from North America, like New York, down to the Caribbean, and back up. Let's see. I need to read you the back of this book. I'm just going to say right off the bat, I enjoyed it. It was one of those books, again, where I'm not as familiar with sailing lingo and all of the food and cultures and things that happen in this book, so you read it a little bit slower than you would read books that have very familiar and very common language in them. This book says, okay, who hasn't fantasized about chucking the job, saying goodbye to the rat race, and escaping to some exotic destination in search of sun, sand, and a different way of life? Ann Vanderhoof and her husband did just that. What a dream. Her and her husband talk about it, and then they decide that they're going to say, see you later, life, and they're going to go and enjoy living, you know, and they go on a boat, and they sail, and they visit places and eat things and experience life, which is really exciting and nice. I'm very jealous. In the mid-1990s, they were driven 40-something professionals who were desperate for a break from their harried, deadline-dominated, career-defined lives. So they quit their jobs, rented out their house, and moved to a 42-foot sailboat, and they set sail from their home in Toronto for the Caribbean. Toronto, not New York, sorry. An Embarassment of Mangoes is Vanderhoof's intimate account of this 2-year midlife interlude during which they travel more than 7,000 nautical miles, drop anchor in 16 countries, 47 individual islands. Wow, 50 islands, that's cool. And adapt to a new life on island time. Along the way, they encounter tropical storms, learn how to catch their dinner, and create delectable dishes from local ingredients in their tiny galley. In graceful prose, Vanderhoof chronicles their experience as the entire length of the Caribbean island becomes a second home. Islands. She takes us along as they become immersed in Caribbean life and culture. We meet the residents of different islands, participate in festivities, events, and discover the pleasures of local food and drink. Throughout, Vanderhoof includes irresistible recipes for the dishes they enjoy, from cracked conch in the Bahamas to curried lobster in Grenada, from spicy island gingerbread to West Indian rum punch. An Embarassment of Mangoes is an exciting story, and it's also an enticing story, according to this, of stepping into not just vibrant new cultures and cuisines, but a set of priorities. A couple sailing and cooking their way toward a discovery of what really matters. Hello? Hello? Kisses. Oh, you got lipstick. Good book. So yes, it talks about some of the local people that they meet. It talks about her recipes. She actually puts her recipes in the book. So she talks about making like conch salad or whatever, or lobster or something. And then she actually has the recipes in the book at the end of the chapters. And I actually went through and I like folded over some. Which one is this? This is cheesy chicken with avocado and tomato salsa. She tells how to do it. She tells what the products are that are like international, but then she tells you like what you could replace for them, which is kind of nice of her too. And she talks about the people she meets on certain islands, and she goes back to other islands and visits them again, or she discusses like hurricane season, which is really neat because she ended up traveling with her husband through one of the worst hurricane seasons in a long time. And she also talks about rum, different kinds of rum, and how the alcohol consumption is different on these islands. And the number one thing that I loved that she did in the book is she whenever they would eat something or they would buy something, she would put the price. So say they ordered like shrimp scampi somewhere or something, and it would cost like, you know, 20 bucks to eat at a restaurant in New York. Well, when she'd eat it in this book, it would cost 89 cents for a plate. You know, it was very, very cool to see like the price difference and getting it fresh, and oh, it was just, it made your mouth water, you know, thinking about the food and the freshness and things like that. So I actually would definitely recommend this book, An Embarrassment of Mangoes, and if you need to see how to spell her name, it's right there. Check it out. It is going to take you a little bit longer, like I said, just because you really just, you're like, oh, what was that recipe? And you take the time to really read each word in the book like this, instead of, you know, reading it really fast like in a romance novel or something. So check that book out. Stay tuned for my other book reviews. I am reading a book right now that I'm going through pretty fast. It's kind of a page turn. I'm like, oh, what happens next? So I will let you know about that one. And if you have any books that you recommend I read or try to read or see if I like, let me know. I'll love to hear from you guys. I will talk to you all later. See ya.